Well, I think clearly how many leaders are formed from their business is clearly a metric. Whether people feel, I think one of the great ways to manage is polling. Now, politicians poll all the time, and you might feel a company polling might not be the right way to do it. We learn more by running 25,000 person surveys every 6 months, where we ask them questions. We didn't ask them, do you like the food in the cafeteria? Do you like your parking space? We didn't ask them those questions. We asked them, are you feeling what we're saying? We go down maybe 12 questions. Are you getting candid appraisals in your business? Are you feeling the quality per program? Is it changing the game, or is it just a bunch of charts? We'd ask them very specific questions, and then we'd get that feedback. So you'd have a pretty good feedback on the appraisal system as seen by them. You clearly have what kind of training programs they're running. If you've got HR people doing picnics and newsletters, you're dead. It's the craziest thing in the world. And I asked this question in Mexico. There are 5,000 people in the crowd, 5,000 AHR executives in the crowd. I asked them, how many of you are perceived by your company as having a position at the table equal to the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer? Maybe 25 to 50 people out of 5,000. Because HR is a backwater in most places. It's the health and happiness crowd, the benefits, the picnics, the newsletter, the birthdays, that nonsense stuff. And it's not about leadership. Now, that doesn't have to be that way. Think if you were running a soccer team, the Brazilian national team. Would you want to be talking to the head of player personnel or the team accountant? Player personnel, right? We hang around the green-eyed shade team accountant. Why the hell do CEOs want to do that all the time? They're usually boring. They're not that much fun. They're not dealing with people. They're giving you a sheet of numbers. They're grunts. And yet everyone wants to hang on to their CFO like it's tied into the hip. It's crazy. When they should be talking to the player personnel person, who has to be, in my words, a pastor and a parent. They have to be a pastor in keeping secrets and not running to me when they talk to them about their careers. They have to really keep confidences. And they also have to tell it like it is, like a parent does to a kid. So a good HR person is a pastor and a parent. And they're not some palace intrigue. They're not the benefits leader. They're not all those things. And usually the best HR people come from operations. They've been the best salesperson. They've been a plant manager. They've dealt with all kinds of real life situations. And they get in, and they have an embedded reputation in the company that's very high. Embedded reputations, remember this if you remember nothing else today. The embedded reputation of who you put in key jobs will do more for you than any speech you'll ever give. For example, if you're going to have a big initiative on quality, or you want to globalize your business, and you're giving big, blowy speeches about quality programs, or big, blowy speeches about globalization, and then you put Mort or Sylvia, 2 years from retirement, or somebody that nobody thinks much of, leading the project, forget it. You've got to put somebody with an enormous reputation so the whole organization says, holy Christ, they mean it. This is for real. This is something that's important. That'll do more than any of your speeches, any of your talks, because everybody in the organization knows who's who. Embedded reputation is absolutely critical. To give you the extreme of embedded reputation, one of the tragic things that happens in a company is when an assistant, executive assistant or secretary, you use the word, whatever you want to use, goes to night school. 7 years, saves up, company supports her. Then she gets her degree, and she thinks something's going to happen. she's still the secretary. She has to change jobs. So that kind of, I'd give these women speeches. You've got an embedded reputation here. No one's going to see you in this company different than before because you got a degree at night. They still see you as who you were. You've got to take that new degree, that new you, package it up, and take it somewhere else. You're selling a new package with a fresh slate. It's true about important projects the same way. Embedded reputation is a killer or a great aid, but it has to be considered in every key appointment.